Okay, so first I'm going to start off by saying the why about was I sent to one of these programs. So um, I was adopted by Barbara and Gordon Petty at 8 years old. I began living with them and I was adopted at 10. Um, my parents were young when they had me. There was a lot of partying going on. Um, my sister was, we ended up living with my paternal grandmother, which was a different grandmother, different father than my sister, and my sister began being abused by my paternal grandmother physically a lot. Um, there was some other, you know, sexual abuse when I was younger from random men, that would pop in and out of different houses we were in. So somehow or another, we got put up for adoption, and my biological parents no longer were able to have me. They got deemed unfit, and then we got adopted by Barbara and Gordon Petty. Well, I don't think that Barbara and Gordon were equipped or ready to take on older children, especially older children that, we went through trauma and leaving, that's my daughter, my mom, leaving your family, regardless of what hardships happened there, unless you were like extremely severely terrified of them every day and abused and etc., you grieve that loss. And it's a different adjustment. It's a total upheaval and chaos in a child's life to lose your biological family. No matter if, give me 1 minute, okay? No matter if you're, just born, because I have a few friends that were adopted at birth, and there is a biological, genetic connection that is forever humming, buzzing, clicking, needing that reconnection, regardless of how good their family is. It is written in our genetic code and our DNA makeup that we are a part of and belong to and are supposed to be able to harmonize and functionally thrive and exist together, since we've, for all intents and purposes, functionally work together to create who we are. We're supposed to be able to function the same in life, create harmony, and create more functional life. So when separated from that and you're put into a new home, adoptive parents, especially when you're older like I was, you go through that subconscious or not even conscious awareness that your DNA code is like fighting to understand the loss of what was familiar and why that, path of whatever we were on is not happening anymore. And now our genetic code is, not knowingly, not visibly, trying to read the genetics in front of us, the new people, and figure out how to harmonize, how to unify, and how to create functional life. Add that to, like I said, I was 8 years old, so I'm also consciously grieving and trying to figure that out, as I'm subconsciously doing the same. And Barbara and Gordon, they wanted us to basically, right when we got there, be so happy and grateful that they saved us from our life, and we're their new parents, and it's so amazing, and we're so happy, and there's nothing to be sad about, and just basically be well-behaved, perfect, excellent, parts of their family, Very quickly, they wanted me to not call my mom and dad, and them mom and dad within the first, month, which was, I remember that as a child, putting a disconnect from them, on both sides. And I'm not saying that anything's wrong or traumatizing or anything like this. This is all leading up to something. So all these little mistakes that happen along life, unless we reconcile them ourselves, like I have, or as a unit, it will continue to haunt us. Or if we're being dishonest about something, or trying to get attention for dishonest reason, like I think a lot of the program stuff is, it will also haunt us until we acknowledge to ourselves, and depending on how public we've been about the dishonesty, also acknowledge publicly that we are lying. So in life, here we are, I'm with my new family, and my adopted parents, they didn't have any kids. They got pregnant pretty much right after we moved in the house, had a preemie baby that was 3 months preemie. They were a type of couple, like, they didn't really get along very well. You could tell they didn't really love each other. She was always trying to please him, always falling short. He was always just irritated with the whole situation, but trying to pretend perfect family. And it was like we couldn't show, like, if we were upset, sad, mad, it was like, no, smile, be happy. And it was like in an aggressive way. It's like, dang, like I didn't even have time to grieve. And if I talked about missing my family, or like when my sister brought out, my mom left us with like a lock of hair and like a nightgown and a nightlight. One day he just destroyed it all in front of us, stomped the nightlight, threw everything away, like, you have nothing to do with that family anymore, like. And my sister was devastated. Like, my sister loved my mom, missed my mom. She was devastated, and she was younger than me. So I remember, even though, like, right there, it felt like I wanted to cry, like, the most horrible, like, awful cry. But it was stuck inside me as I forced myself then to grow up to those emotions. And that wasn't my place anymore. It's like what I made myself believe. Like, I had to make sure my sister was always going to feel okay. And I didn't do a very good job, but okay, I'll make the next one.